Hi, it's Pavel with a daily programming homework. This one is for C Sharp from the book C Sharp 2012 How to Program. This is from chapter 5, exercise 18, credit limit calculator. And we are going to develop a C Sharp application that will determine whether any of several department store customers have exceeded the credit limit on a charge account. And these facts are available for each customer: account number, balance at the beginning of the month, total of all items charged by the customer this month, total of all credit applied to the customer's account this month, and allowed credit limit. The app should input all these facts as integers, calculate the new balance, which is beginning balance plus charges minus credits, display the new balance, and determine whether the new balance exceeds the customer's credit limit. For those customers whose credit limit is exceeded, the app should display a credit limit exceeded message, and we will be entering as many customers as we want because it's gonna to be in a loop, which is gonna be Sentinel controlled loop. Alright, so this is going to be an exercise for basically object-oriented programming. We are going to create a class, then instantiate an object from it, and create customers from that object, and display the data. Alright, so let's get started. The first thing, like I said, we need a class. So let's add new class, and let's call this one account. Now the account will instantiate the object with all the data that the customer provides. In other words, everything will be placed into the constructor of the class account. So we have to do the constructor first, public account, and okay, we need the account number. We'll need the balance. Well, we need the balance at the beginning of the month first. So that's gonna be decimal, so it's currency, decimal start balance. It will capture, let me see, all items charged this month, so we will need the charges. So another decimal, charges, another decimal, which will be the credit that is applied to the account, but also we need the allowed credit limit. Alright, so yeah, we can use this. I'm not going to do any data evaluation, like any input evaluation. It will simply assume that all the data were entered correctly. I mean, you can extend this example definitely, by making sure that the values are correct, that the appropriate numbers were entered, and like, let's say, not negative numbers for I don't know, for charges and stuff like that. Alright, but in my case, I'm simply going to do automatic properties. So it's public string account number equals account number. I will do public. I'm doing it all wrong now. I'm sorry. I will do the properties, but I have to first, of course, declare the properties. Right, so public string account number get and set, public decimal start balance get set, public decimal charges get and set, and public decimal credit get and set, and finally public decimal credit limit get and set. Like I said, this is just kind of taking it easy. You know, this definitely wouldn't be appropriate for real world financial application, but it's good enough for the demonstration of the class and object creation and all that. So now we will assign, let me make this account numbers just so they match, just like all the other properties. Account number equals account number. Start balance equals start balance. Charges property equals charges supplied by customer. Credit property equals credit from the constructor, that's customer supply, I mean not customer, the user supplies, and credit limit equals credit limit. So that will take care of the properties. We don't need any variables, and we will need to calculate, after everything is entered, we have to calculate the new balance on the account. So that's gonna be a method. It will return decimal, and calculate new. I could only spell new balance. I still can't spell new. Look at that. Balance. We don't need any arguments because everything is kept in the properties, which are public anyway. So return, and we will return the calculation, the result of the calculation, which is going to be the start balance plus charges, I suppose. Yeah, the beginning balance plus charges minus credits. So plus charges minus credit. All right. Okay, let me see again what we need. That's really all in the class. So let's just go to the main and create the object and all that good stuff. So but we also need the variables. So it's gonna be account number. These will be passed into the constructor. So and the decimal will be everything else. So it's the start balance, charges, credit, and credit limit. These are all decimals. And now we'll ask the user for the input. Console.write line. Please enter account number, and we will store that account number in our variable. Account number equals console.read line. Account number is string. We don't have to convert it into anything. Now we will ask right line, please enter starting balance. Please enter start balance, or starting balance. And in this case, we will have to convert it to decimal because start balance is a decimal. So we will need to convert that to decimal. Console.read line, like that. And let me just do copy paste. So we got the balance. Now we need charges, credit, and credit limit. So charges, credit limit. Please enter starting balance. Please enter all charges. This is going to be held in charges. Please enter credit, add it to the account, and it's going to be the credit, and finally please enter credit, not capitalized, limit, and we will use it in a credit limit variable. Alright, so we got all these. Now we can create the object, I guess. So it's gonna be account equals new account, and we'll pass all the arguments. So that's going to be account number, start balance, charges, credit, and credit limit. So now we have our object. We passed everything into the constructor. Now we can work with that. We can simply output the result. Console.write line. What do we output? Like a summary, I guess. Some summary of account, and that's going to be right. Oops, I'm sorry. We need a semicolon, of course. So the account. You know what? Let's enter the number of the account. So the summary of the account number, and placeholder will hold the account number, so it's gonna be account number, but it's not. I'm sorry, it's gonna be the object and property account number. So what do we need? Do we need the starting balance? Let me think a little. I'm gonna do that. I know. Just be patient. Alright, we need to first actually find out if the credit limit was exceeded. So let's do a little conditional. If account that and the new balance that we calculated is greater than account that credit limit, then we need to output the message, else we can add everything into the account. So if everything's okay, we can simply go like this, go that right line, your current balance is, and a placeholder for currency, and it will be the account that calculate new balance. And the available credit, cancel that right line. Available credit is as another currency placeholder, and it will be the total limit. So it's account that credit limit minus account that whatever is there now. So the calculate new balance. Now I'm doing the calculate new balance. It could be kept in another variable or another property. Probably would be more efficient, but it's going to give you the same result because the calculation is always going to be the same. The result of the calculation is going to be the same. Alright, so if the limit is if we are still under the limit, this is going to display our new balance, which is going to be the calculation in the account class, which is here, the start balance plus charges minus credits, and it will give us the available credit, which is our credit limit minus again the calculation for our new balance. Now if the account balance is greater than credit limit, we need to notify the user that they exceeded the credit limit. So console.write line, you have exceeded your credit limit. And we will not add anything to anywhere because well, actually no, they exceeded the limit, but the limit is still going to be negative. So we could do it differently because we don't need any else over here, because these two lines can be displayed even if the user exceeded the balance. In other words, it will tell you exceeded the credit limit and your new balance is now negative and your credit limit is now negative as well. But if it's okay, it will simply skip this line. It will not display that they exceeded the limit, and it will just display the new balance and new credit. I mean the new available credit. Alright, let's test it quickly. Testing. Account number 123 Pavel. Please enter starting balance. Well, I have, let's say, $1,000. All charges. Well, me being me, the total charges were probably $1,100. Isn't the credit added to the account? Nah, $5 maybe. The credit limit is probably my $1,000. And I could not read that. If you could, then you're really good. But let's just do it. How about we do a little read line? Console.read line. And let's try again. Alright, so it's 123 Pavel. Starting balance is 1,000. All charges is 1,100. $5, so it should be $95 in the whole, which of course I am. You have exceeded credit limit. It tells us it outputs our 123 Pavel account number. So our current balance, since I started at 1,000 and I spent 1,095, my current balance is 2,095, and my credit is now negative 1,095, which is what I spent this month. Alright, so that would work. One thing we need to do, which I forgot, yeah, use Sentinel control repetition for each account. In other words, this works only for one account. So we would need to over here. While okay, let's make a like a Sentinel. So it's gonna be, I don't know, string quit equals. I'll initialize it to 1, and over here it will go while quit not equals 0. We will do all these like that. So at the end, after it displays the account balance, actually we're just gonna enter all the information first, or I'm gonna output each and then go to the next one. It doesn't really say in the instructions. The app should input all the integers. Oh, I have decimals because it's currencies, so yeah. Displays new balance, determine whether it exceeded. Alright, so yeah, we can keep it this way. There's one customer at a time, and over here we will do console dot write line. Do you want to continue? Enter 0 to quit. And if anything else is entered other than 0, then we will continue with another customer. So quit equals console dot read line. So now it should loop. Let me see. Account number 123 Powell. Please enter starting balance 1,000. This time I was good. I only spent $900, and I even got $100 credit. And my credit limit is $2,000. So let's see. I started at 1,000, spent 900, but I got $100 credit. So it's, in other words, it's as if I spent only 800. So my total balance would be 1,800, which it is. Available credit is 2,000 minus 1,800 is 200. Do you want to continue? I'll press enter. Now we get 1, 2, 3, 4 Powell 2, and this time I would be bad. Starting balance 1,000. All charges 1,100. No credit added. My credit limit would be let's say 2,000, and I exceeded my credit limit by $100. And let's say this is all, so I enter 0, and that's how it ends. Fairly simple. Like I said, we created an object. We did not do any input check. Just simply assume the numbers are correct. We assigned all the arguments in our class, in our constructor, and then we will perform the calculation of the new balance, which is the whatever we had at the beginning plus whatever charges minus whatever credits we were given. Then we came to our main method. We declared some variables. We asked the user to enter the information. We passed that information to a constructor and created our object. Then we displayed the information based on the data that was entered. We calculated if the credit limit was exceeded. If it was, we displayed a message, and of course we displayed all the new data, like the new account number, new account balance, the available credit, and we asked if user wants to continue, which we controlled with a sentinel value of 0. If user press 0, the program quit. Alright, so that's all for this exercise, and I'll see you next video. Take care.